Man, I love exploring. I love getting to small bodies of water or getting to different places where most people aren't going to. This is a spot that I fished off the bank, and there's a lot of different fish in here in this creek, but I've never put a kayak in here. I never thought about it till like a couple days ago when I was here. There was some open area. There's this little channel right here. So I'm putting it in right on the side of the road. You got this little channel that connects to the creek right around the corner, then it opens up. And I know there's a lot of different fish that live in here. The water's clear. I got the kayak, I got my rods, I got a couple poles, got some lures. Forgot my paddle. I don't have a paddle. I don't want to go back. I remember to have a machete in there. I just need a stick to kind of guide me around. And all right, let's get in the kayak. Oh yeah. All right, right now, oh, what am I hitting? Too narrow to turn around. All right. Half the fun is just getting into a new place. Here we go. Whoa, whoa, easy, easy, easy. Oh, it starts to get a little deeper here. This was a deep hole. I know we were catching fish here off the bank, so I should be able to paddle around. There we go. Let's get started. Let's just start casting. I can cover a lot more water with this kayak than I can standing on the bank. Well, you know what? I'm starting to get aggravated. I thought this was going to be the easiest fishing video of the year for me. I was going to show up and catch a fish. It's amazing how it never goes that way. No matter how much you think everything's all figured out. I fished in here for 30 minutes, which isn't a long time, but I really covered this 100-yard stretch really well and didn't even get a bluegill, where I caught like 15 in an hour of the day. And there's just been tons. But I think I can get around this log jam and keep on going down. Oh yeah. Nice, nice. Not all exploration missions turn out awesome the first time I do it, but this was a great learning experience. I now know that I can kind of get in right here as long as the water is this stable. I can access a good bit of river. May try it, may try to do it some more in the summer or when it warms up. I think what happened was the water has dropped, I believe, several degrees in temperature, and these fish have just shut down. These smaller creeks, a week ago, or about 2 weeks ago, the nights were in the like 50s. And then all of a sudden this whole last week, probably a week and a half, the nights have been in the 20s. And I think that quick change and just several really cold nights have really shut down these fish, because they're in there somewhere. They have to be in there. They can't just leave. That's the thing about these smaller creeks. But I'm not done yet. I was really wanting to catch some bluegill, and I think we're gonna go somewhere and try to find some. There we go. There we go. We had to move to the river. There's a little bluegill. I'm hoping to find some big ones. I think there's gonna be a bunch of little ones. Move to the river, bigger water, the water stays more stable. And we got a small lure here. And I think we're gonna catch some out of here. Yeah. They bite that little lure so much easier than they do a bigger lure sometimes, especially during when it gets cold. Man, he swallowed that thing. How did he get that in there so far? All right, there's two real quick. Little one. What is it? What is it? Oh, little bluegill. I thought I saw some red here. I want to come across them. There's some guys over there fishing. They're probably fishing for crappie, but it must be some over there. Hit it right on the bottom. Yeah, it's a little bit better bluegill. I want to catch something a little bit bigger. I mean bluegill, but just some little bit bigger ones. But the thing is, like, that's why I like fishing like this. Tiny little lures, really light line. You catch one decent sized one, it feels really good. And any cast could be a giant bluegill. Oh, I see him. I see fish swimming down in there. Oh yeah. It's a little better there. That's a nice one. It's I mean, just a solid average, like an average solid bluegill. Yep, they're down there. Hey, there's a red ear. There's our first red ear. And they just get a little bigger and stronger. That's why I like catching them. This one's just a small one, but there he goes. I got him. A little bluegill. Oh, it's a little red ear. Tiny little red ear. There we go. There's so many right there. I was watching them. I think there's some largemouth mixed in there too. I can barely see some of the silhouettes of them down in the water. I saw some bigger. They would bite it and spit it out. Let me go get another lure. I think they tore that one up pretty good. All right, there's gotta be some fish hanging around this tree right here. Just move down just a couple feet. I'm just gonna let that lure sink really slow. I think there's fish all up and down the riverbank. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, I had to fish it really slow. That's a nice one. Well, there's the biggest one so far. Not a giant red ear, but a pretty good one. I think we might come across, that's the thing, I think there's big ones mixed in with these little ones, and they're probably just sitting out a little bit deeper. Well, let me show you what I'm using, because this is probably my favorite, or at least my most confident way to catch bluegill. If I'm trying to target bluegill, especially throughout the winter, because that's something I like to do. A lot of other fish slow down, and you can still catch a lot of bluegill and sunfish, or you may find crappie in these little holes. But I like to really downsize, and I go with these. I like using these little itty bits jig heads. This one here is a 1/48 ounce, and I think the one I have on mine may be a 1/64. But they make these in 1/48 and 1/64 ounce on a number 8 size hook, very small hook. And right now I'm using the itty bit swimmer, and it's a 1.25 inch. And then I also like these little 1.25 inch itty bit slab hunters. And I was throwing the slab hunter, not really getting much bites. And then I started throwing the itty bit swimmer, and I've gotten more fish off those. And it's just a little bit smaller, just not much difference. But it has to sink real slow, and it's almost hitting the bottom before they're grabbing. I'm watching the fish kind of follow it down. I got an ultralight rod, 6-foot ultralight rod. I got 2-pound mono on it, but like a 2-pound or 4-pound line where you can throw these little lures. Just feel the slightest little tap, and just all you gotta do is set the hook real easy, and then that's how you're getting them. So let's get back to it. Hopefully we'll get a couple of good ones out here. Yep, right there at the bottom. They're hitting at the bottom there. It's a good fight on this little ultralight rod. Man, the bluegill hit pretty good. There we go. Nice. There we go. That's a nice one. That's the kind we want to see. Just a good red ear right there. He's fat too. He's been eating something down there. Man, I'm having to work this thing really slow to get these bites though. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh man, put up a fight. Swimming all over the place. Oh, it's a red breast. I wasn't expecting to get one of those right now. Summertime, they're all over the place. Wintertime, they kind of slow down, but that's a third sunfish species I've caught right off the bank here. Oh, ooh, where's that? Yeah, it's a nice bluegill. Whew, the bites are slowing down, but I've gotten some solid ones. I just gotta, oh man, be really, really slow and deliberate. Yes, I could throw worms out there if I wanted to. I'd probably catch more fish, but I just didn't want to. You know, you don't always have to do that. I like doing it with lures. You know, it's kind of fun. Now that I've learned how to use a lot of different lures, it's fun just to use lures. I don't have to worry about, you know, stopping and getting worms or, which I'll do some fishing with worms coming up probably through the winter because fish are more sluggish and you can catch stuff, but you don't have to. You can still catch them with lures. Yeah, there's a bunch of little ones right there. There's a little bit bigger ones sitting down below it. What is that? Oh, another red breast. I love seeing these rock formations when the water's low. Because when I come by here, I fish this area, and I've caught several bass out of here. There's lots of little ledges for them to hide, but there's probably the same thing down in the ground, you know, in the water. And that's where I'm dropping lures right now. I've got a few decent sized ones, but they could be in a little ledge or a crevice just below me. Any size fish, really. Oh, and next cast was a red breast, so I broke off, went back, got a red ear, got a red breast. Oh, sometimes they grab it and take off. I do realize that bluegill fishing is not the most exciting fishing to watch and to like just to see maybe, because especially when you only catch a small one, you catch some big ones that can be really exciting. But when they're all just, you know, average from that 3 to 7 inch max, and I probably caught another 15 that were 3 or 4 inches I didn't put in here. You know, it may not be the most exciting thing. And yes, I could have gone, the last time I kayaked just a couple days ago, I caught a 4.5 pound large spotted bass, and I could have went back for them, but I don't want to do the same thing over and over again. I like mixing it up. And I do like coming out here trying to catch bluegill. First creek I went to, I thought there was gonna be a bunch of sunfish in there. And I decided, well, I'll come here because I think they're here, and they were off the bank, even though they were still hesitant to bite. Still end up catching 30, 40 fish, and just, you know, I get satisfied just catching fish. You know, it doesn't have to be a particular one, it doesn't have to be big ones, it doesn't have to be little ones. I like to catch a range and different ones and change it from day to day. Some days I go for something that didn't work out, and then I have to go back. Like I'm probably gonna go try to kayak for a bass tomorrow because I think that they're biting, you know, and I can catch them. It's a good time of the year in certain areas. But you know, you gotta mix it up. But that's my best way I think that I know of to catch bluegill, and consistently. Obviously you can use worms and some you know, live bait things, but it's really simple, it's really fun, and you know, you can spend a couple hours just passing the time, catching hopefully, you know, 20, 30 fish. And my biggest ones have been from throwing those little lures. And the plane's going by. So anyways, thanks for watching.